The gates of Alexandria have opened and jolly St. Nicholas is there to greet us. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. It is The Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 12, and it's called Remember. And do you remember when this show was once good?
Well, it's been a while now. It's probably been at least 2 full seasons, I would say, since we had the best of The Walking Dead. Has there been some good moments in Seasons 4 and 5? Yes. But have they been
good episodes too?
Yes, but have they been great seasons? I'm going to say no.
No.
I'm definitely going to say no. Season 5 probably started off better than Season 4, but it took a steep decline. Season 4 was alright, and then it got better with the governor, and then it kind of went a bit shit again, and with a decent finale. So, yeah, no. We arrive at Alexandria. The group get accepted in. There's a little bit of tension. Rick's not being nice to anybody, apart from the women. Rick the prick, really. He wasn't nice to Aaron. He wasn't really nice to Nicholas at the gates. He walks in with a big man, tough swagger, and he says, "A good job we're here." He also refused to lay his guns down or whatnot. And it's like, he says, "Good job we're here," as if he already knows that everyone in Alexandria is, like, useless. He doesn't know that. For all he knows, there could be fucking 25 Merle Dixons in Alexandria.
Skinheads with biker vests on.
But no, Rick walks in like he's the greatest thing to ever exist in the zombie apocalypse. They then do sit-down interviews with Deanna, and she records them. Wee bit weird. Very weird, in fact.
Yeah, these were weird. I mean, I guess when Negan turns up in a few seasons, it's kind of funny. He's like, I would not have messed with that guy. But, I mean, as
that guy is the shit.
That guy, this guy, that's Rick. This is some jobber without any man bush. But, yeah, they film it. I mean, Rick's the only one that actually matters here. He gets, like, a 5-minute segment, so to
Everyone
speak.
else gets filmed for, like, 1 sentence.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about the wee filming sessions, shall we? Rick's was alright. I liked Rick's. Carol's, though, she kind of, the groups looked after me. You know, I did the laundry and all that.
Oh, I loved my husband, Ed. He was a great guy.
She's a fucking fake bastard, isn't she? I mean, I get it. These are, like, new people. She's not just going to pour out, like, a Tony Soprano's, psychiatrist.
I think she wants to come across as vulnerable so she can, like, stay undetected that she's actually, like, this big, bad fucking assassin. But I just hate the character, Carol. I've never liked it. Glenn says, we almost lost who we are. We were out there too long.
Yeah, but see when she walks in, right, with an M4 over her arm, with, like, 10 pistols in the other arm, does that not kind of the vulnerable thing go out the window?
But even the way she took it off, it was almost like she was acting as if it was too heavy for her.
Aye.
Or maybe it's just legitimately too heavy for her, who knows?
For the actress, I'm not too sure, but yeah. I mean, her wee speech here, I just want to go make cookies for old people. And
yeah, they get introduced to the houses and they all decide to stay in the one house. A little bit gay. You've got like 15, 16 people there, but Rick would rather fucking snuggle up with Noah instead of getting his own bed. I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah, they've got like 2 houses, and instead of like, 7 and
Eugene
7.
and fucking Gabriel sharing bunk beds. I mean,
yeah, but like you've got 2 houses. Do they really feel like even 7 of them can't protect each other?
Well, you could argue it depends what 7 are in the house. I mean,
I will. If it's Judith, Gabriel,
Eugene,
and Carol with this new gimmick that she's fucking couldn't lace her own shoelaces, then maybe that would be a very weak 7. But this episode, I can accept the episode slowing down, but this second half has been fucking 0 miles an hour.
I'll tell you what was seeing this episode. What was Maggie's, Gabriel's, Tara? Tara was in a little bit. Maggie, Gabriel, Rosita, Abraham. What did they do in this? And Eugene, what did those 5 do in this episode?
Let's dish out a fun fact. Gabriel, Rosita, Eugene, Sasha, and Maggie had no lines in this episode.
Well, there was one scene where Sasha shot a walker, and that was before Rick turned around and says, "Good job, we're here." She killed fucking one walker.
It was walking up to the fence. What, does he think these people would have just fucking left it there? And anyway, the fences are massive. Did he think this one walker was going to
fucking climb like Spider-Man, Spider Walker, and climb over and kill everybody?
Spider Walker does whatever a Spider Walker
anyway,
does.
That was it. Rick meets he meets Jesse, who's
after he shaves his beard, which I think looks much better now.
Yeah, I mean, Rick, I think I prefer it. I mean, I think it works, Rick being out out in the wilderness, and I think that works when he's like on the move, on the go, having the beer. But when he's settling down and he's going to be part of a community, is there really any need to
look like this?
Yeah, so
especially in his new cop role.
Yeah, Jesse cuts his hair and she says, "I've got a son. Your son should meet my son."
Rick signs Carl up for it, doesn't say, you know what, I'll speak to him first about it.
Yeah, Carl meets some of the kids. They're not very talkative. I think Carl gets overwhelmed at the fact they've got video games and comics and all this shit he never had. And I mean, that was pretty much it. Deanna was dishing out roles. She didn't say to Rick what your role's going to be, so he's wondering what it is. Tara, Noah, and Glenn get put on the scavenging team. They're going to go on runs, supplies with Nicholas and Deanna's son. His name is, I believe, Aiden.
Yep, it's Aiden.
They're about to go on a run, but first they're going for, I don't know, some shooting practice on some guy that killed their friend like last week. The zombie is now obviously a walker now, and it turns and it goes missing. It attacks them.
This is the same sort of behaviour I'd expect people like who feed their pet snake mice.
Aye, so
isn't it? It's like just very pathetic behaviour. Like, yeah, a walker, so what? You know, like there's millions.
You know
them.
what? This thing killed your friend. Just fucking put it down and move on. You know what I mean? So yeah, that happened. Glenn ends up putting it down. Aiden's pissed because he says you have to follow my order.
Even though he almost died. Tara almost died.
Glenn says you almost got Tara killed. They argue back to the community. They get in a bit of a fight. Glenn ducks and then knocks Aiden down. Deanna runs over. What's this all about? Well, she didn't even. She just said stop. Aiden gets back up. Michonne says, "Do you want to go back on your ass again?" And it's just, it's just like, putting Rick's grip over. It's like this powerful fucking unit. But everybody in Alexandria, for some reason, is, just not really capable.
Would Alexandria not have been a better dynamic if there actually was, like, strong male presences there? Like, all you've got's Deanna, right? The strongest guy's her son, who's underneath her, and therefore you don't really expect him to make a power play. You've got Jesse's husband, who's an alcoholic, therefore unreliable.
Well, we haven't really seen him drinking alcohol.
I know, but like, let's just, I'm speaking in not hindsight.
But he sits on his porch at night. "Hey, Rick, my wife cut your hair.
I've seen your records, buddy. I might be able to beat you up."
Carol got a job cooking dinners for old people. I mean, that sums Carol up.
Daryl's walking around with a possum, just guts it on the porch again. Why is he doing this? Why is Rick not pulling Daryl to side? Like, hold on here. If we're going to live here, we can't be doing things like this.
Michonne was freaking out that she got to brush her teeth for 20 minutes. And, I mean, at the end, Rick gets offered a job as a constable. Michonne's going to be his, deputy or whatever. And Carol says to Rick, "Do you think these people can step up?" And he's like, "Well, if they can't, we'll just take this place." I mean, step up. How do they need to step up? If they're inside these walls and they're safe, if these people have been fucking safe until this group arrived, why do the people in Alexandria all of a sudden have to change? If it's worked for them so far,
yeah,
sounds like this is a Rick problem and not an Alexandria problem. And you know what? That's pretty much it. I mean, I don't think we're really missing anything out. I think we've covered. It was an uneventful episode.
No, it was, and you just look at it. It's like this group going forward long term. You just know Rick's going to take over. This Diana couldn't run a bath.
I just feel like, I mean, I can't really compare it to other communities, but when you look at back when they entered Woodbury, it felt like Andrea and Michonne showed around Woodbury more. It felt like they pointed out who the key characters and who the key members of Woodbury were. It just doesn't really feel like that so far. In Alexandria, it just feels like Rick's group's arrived already. Multiple days have passed. I think they've been there for like 3 or 4 days now. And like, we've not... How the fuck... It'd be different if they were there for one... Where's Reg? Where's Deanna's husband? Where's everybody else?
Where did you pull that name from? Reg?
I know these things.
Reg.
Like, Eric got there and he had a sore leg. Where was he after it? He probably had a sore bum when Adam was done with him, but... I mean, where was Eric?
Call me.
Where's all the big hitters in this Alexandria? It seems like they've literally just let Rick's group walk in and take over.
Yeah, within a couple of days. Open borders.
And open borders is never a good idea. Open borders is setting you up for failure.
Anyway,
Trump 2024.
I'm going to rate this episode. Talking of 4s, I'm going to give it a 4. And I think a 4's generous.
I just didn't really. It just and there was a scene where Carl and Rick teamed up to take on a couple of walkers. Just an unnecessary scene. Like I feel like in the earlier seasons of The Walking Dead, I felt like they didn't overuse walkers, and when they had walker scenes, it felt important. You felt like every time in seasons 1 and 2, see when there was walkers, I felt like characters were in danger. I felt like they could die. I felt like it wasn't watered down. But you get to this point now, and it's almost like they have like. I like Sons of Anarchy, right? But I feel like in Sons of Anarchy, sometimes they've overdone like chase scenes.
Yeah.
And seeing The Walking Dead, like they literally overdo there's walkers closing in on us, and we need to take them out.
This was just an example of it. Right, we have to get a walker scene in. Like the emphasis should have been on the fact that the gun that Rick hid is now gone. But the emphasis was more on the fact, oh, look at us killing these walkers.
And I know that Trevchan and a lot of people bitched about The Last of Us and they said that there wasn't enough of the infected. And I agree with that, okay? But I tell you what, at least the infected, when you seen them, they felt important. And as much as I thought there was too little infected in The Last of Us, less is more. Especially when you're comparing it to The Walking Dead. Like, I mean, give me less walkers.
Yeah, but is this not the perfect episode where there shouldn't be any walkers? Like, they're in a community that's safe.
Yeah, the threat... Well, first of all, like you said, they're in a community that is supposedly safe, and the threat should be the new community. The threat should be the new people that Rick is apparently paranoid about and he doesn't know whether he can trust them. Do they really need to throw in walkers? But it's almost like The Walking Dead is now at a point where... Oh, well, we need to have walkers in there. Even if it doesn't make sense, we need to have like a random scene where we throw in walkers.
Like Rick's at a random house and there's like 7 walkers.
Just so we can get some random walker kills. Because I think we're kind of at the point now where there's just so many like gullible, brain dead people that watch this that would be like, oh, that episode sucked. There was no walkers.
Yeah.
No, you don't need walkers to have a good episode.
No, of course you don't. And I think these walls are going to make us weak. Well, how about you build into that by they don't have like interaction with walkers for like till the finale of this season? You know what I mean? Keep it confined in the walls. Like the scene outside the walls with like Tara and Glenn, it's just so fucking cringy. It's like, oh, we're keeping this walker up to shoot at him because he ate our friends. Like, what fucking age are you? This is supposed to be the military fucking leader here.
Yeah, I used to be in the army.
And then Noah's like, my dad was too. Then he went out for a carton of milk and didn't come back.
You know what I don't get, right? It's fucking dead. It's not like you're punishing the person. It's fucking dead.
Yeah, I know, but it's like when Rick found the walker that ate Laurie, he fucking he battered the fuck out of it. You know what I mean? He fucking ripped it open. It was done. He didn't go back every day. You know, he dealt with it there and then.
I know, but like even when Rick's not the way in the past, like they've killed people and like they don't kill them in the head because they want them to turn and they view it as like a punishment.
Aye.
But it's like the person's dead.
I know, but some people don't want to turn. Either way, for me, this episode's getting a 4. I can't spin it. And honestly, I don't see what can happen in the next 4 episodes to me be like, oh, why season 5? People talk about season 5 like it's the fucking best thing ever.
Yeah.
This is in a lot of people's, like, for example, top 3 seasons, I'd say. You hear this in 6 mentioned a lot.
Yeah, no, for me, anytime I hear people talk about The Walking Dead, 5 and 6 is always regarded as the best 2 seasons. Knowing that I think the majority of the rest of the season happens inside Alexandria, and I'm not overly excited or invested in the characters that are inside the wall, I'm just not convinced that... I'm not convinced the end of this season's going to be good. I know we've got more characters to meet. You've got... obviously, you got Reg. You have some of the construction crew. There is the older guy who is the leader on the construction crew, and then he gives it up, I guess. Spoiler alerts. Yeah, we've got some other characters that we need to meet yet, but the characters that we've seen so far, I mean, they didn't do anything for me. And it's like Rick's group's been there now multiple days. It doesn't feel like they've settled in. It doesn't feel like... it just doesn't... It just feels crap. I can't explain it.
Yeah, it does feel crap. It feels underwhelming, and I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10.
You've already gave it a 4 out of 10?
I mean, come on.
Does that mean you're giving it an 8 because you gave it 2 4s?
No, if anything, I'd be subtracting 4s for this episode. I just need more. Like, I mean, how can Woodbury feel better Well, I'll tell you why it feels better, right? Because you get fucking Merle and the governor on the side. That side.
Look at the governor. Welcome to Woodbury.
The gates open. Welcome to Woodbury. And then, you know, you've got like the head tanks and all this shit. Like, what was interesting about this episode? You're thinking, what the fuck are they going to do the next 4 episodes?
I just think that Woodbury, you pretty much got introduced to all the main characters straight away, all the important characters. You got shown around the place. It hasn't really happened in here. The Rick scripts just moved in. They've been pushed into a house, and that's pretty much it.
I'd be interested to see what a certain out of proportion Trevor gave this episode. Probably get like a 9.7 or something.
Yeah, I'm going to get a 4. Yeah, it just wasn't that good.
Yeah, it's a 4 out of 10, guys. Up next is the episode by the name of Forget, and I'd like to forget this one. So until then, peace.